It's time for this week's Royals Report. Prince Harry made his first public appearance this weekend since the funeral of his grandfather, Prince Philip. The Duke of Sussex called for COVID vaccines to be, quote, distributed to everyone, everywhere at Vax Live in Los Angeles as part of an international effort to get as many people inoculated worldwide as possible. If you want to catch the star-studded charity concert, it will air on CBS this Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific. So, BBC Royal correspondent Jonny Dymond is with us now to talk about all things royal. I guess, Jonny, my first question is, how did Prince Harry get involved in Vax Live?
Well, he is one of the two co-chairs of the organization, along with his wife, Meghan. And clearly it was thought that he would bring a bit of star power to the concert, although gosh knows there are enough stars there as well. Jennifer Lopez, Selena Gomez was chairing it, the Foo Fighters was singing in it. So there was a fair number of stars there. But he went on to give, I guess, what you might call the core message, which was vaccines for all, not just vaccines for the British, vaccines for the Americans, vaccines for the French, but vaccines for everyone. He paid tribute to what he called the frontline heroes, some of whom were in the audience, many of whom will be watching. And he called, as I say, for vaccines to go all around the world. He said the virus does not respect borders. And what you see here, perhaps, is Harry getting to grips with a new role, the role that he wanted, where he could perhaps step beyond that very strict political neutrality that the royal family has, step into some just slightly more controversial topics, such as urging the distribution of vaccines all around the world rather than being used at home, and playing a more campaigning role, a slightly more aggressive role, you might say. But at its heart, of course, this was a celebrity occasion that raised $50 million to spread vaccines around the world. Meghan was at one point expected to go, but it's thought that she was advised not to, as she's now in the later stages of her pregnancy.
Meanwhile, Prince William visited two organizations yesterday that have worked to protect and aid communities during this pandemic. Where did he go, and what have these organizations been doing to help?
Well, he went to one of the football clubs that's British, European, world football, not American football. We play the game where you kick it around with your feet rather than throw it around with your hands. He went to a British football club called Aston Villa. That's based in the Midlands here in the UK. He's a supporter of Aston Villa and has been for around 20 years. So this was somewhat going home. And he went to their training centre, which they've been using, not for training, in fact, in the last year or so, but in fact for helping out in the big health push here in the UK during the pandemic. There he paid tribute to the father of the head coach of Aston Villa. That man had died of COVID during the pandemic, one of the 127,000 victims here in the UK. But aside from that rather somber moment, he was clearly having a very good time there. He was, as I say, on home ground, a passionate supporter of Aston Villa, the Prince. He's been seen in their blue and claret colours. You can see him there, in fact, in exactly those colours, his blue suit and his claret jumper. And he opened a new training centre for Aston Villa, to, I thought, a fair amount of happiness from those gathered there.
Yeah, I bet he's actually been having a pretty good couple of weeks. Both Prince William and Kate Middleton celebrated their 10th anniversary, and they released a video clip of kind of a home video, if you will, on social media. And some people, I guess, considered it unprecedented. What did it reveal about their family life?
Yeah, you know, Anne-Marie, it's not unprecedented because we've seen material like this coming out from the royal family for what now? About 50 years. Now, look, it's rare, certainly, but way back in, the late 1960s, there was a long documentary about the royal family which showed exactly that and was intended to show them as, I guess, more people like you and me. And that's exactly what this video was. It was very cute, to be honest. It was William and Kate and their three children in Norfolk, which is one of the most beautiful parts of eastern England, playing on the beach, running in the grounds of their family home in Sandringham, and as you can see, playing on the swings and on the seesaw and climbing trees. It was really touching, actually, and they labelled it as a sort of thank you gift for all the people who had wished them well on the 10th anniversary of their wedding. An anniversary, I should say, which attracted a fair amount of attention here in the UK.
Yeah, reminds me an awful lot of myself on the weekend, frolicking along the beach with my bonfire and handsome children and dogs. Jonny Dymond, thank you so much.
Thanks, Emery.